Hi everyone, this is Caroline Speaks, the State of Our World on, what's the day? Wednesday, December 29, 2021. Huh, so how are things going? What is the word? Well, coronavirus is still out there reigning supreme, naturally, and we have to get a handle on it. So, what are some of the major headlines? Poet Martin Espada on floaters, the dehumanization of refugees, Puerto Rico, and his father. Okay, now, uh, Mr. Martin Espada is an acclaimed uh, poet and author who recently won the National Book Award for Poetry for his anthology, Floaters. Uh, he became just the third Latinx poet to win the award. Floaters is titled after the photo of this Salvadoran father and daughter who were drowned in the Rio Grande in June 2019 trying to cross into the United States. One that sparked outrage at the humanitarian crisis at the U.S. southern border. Uh, so, Espada discusses U.S. immigration policy and reads the poem Letter to My Father, October 2017, which looks back at his father's native Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, when we had the hurricanes back then, Trumpy was the president, unfortunately, and he just ignored Puerto Rico. I'm just wondering if people are working on Puerto Rico gaining independence and being their own country instead of working with the U.S., which doesn't do anything for them and tries to get Wall Street firms there to help them and then charge them, billions and billions of dollars in fees and interest. So anyway, I hope that Puerto Rico will get independence. And the people who are trying to cross, they're not floaters, they're people. Okay, now, what else do we have? Well, we have another major headline. Arundhati Roy on the media, vaccine inequity, authoritarianism in India, and challenging U.S. wars. Good topic. Take years to discuss all that. Uh, Now, she lives in New Delhi, and she's an acclaimed Indian author and activist, and she talks about the pandemic in the U.S., U.S. militarism, and the state of journalism. So we, um, when the United States, uh, the United States invaded Afghanistan after September 11th attack, and she spoke out against that, and she faced a lot of backlash. So, saying that we were saying 20 years ago, war after kinds of fascism calls for war after 9/11. Now the same media is saying that we were saying 20 years ago. What the trouble is, it's too late. Yeah, Afghanistan is a mess created by the U.S. What are some other headlines? U.S. coronavirus infections hit all-time high. Omicron drives record rates of infection in several European countries. Taliban fire warning shots at dozens of women protesters in Kabul. UN envoy warns of civilian toll as Saudi-led war on Yemen escalates. So why are we supporting the Saudi Arabia war on Yemen by giving them the weapons and giving them the technical help for making their um, uh, attacks on Yemen? I don't know, but we're doing that, unfortunately. Now, Mahmoud Abbas meets Israeli defense minister. He's the leader of the Palestinians, the West Bank, not the people in Gaza. So I don't know. He met with Israeli Defense Minister Benny Gantz, and Abbas's first visit to Israel in over a decade. And Israeli Prime Minister Bennett told reporters there was no peace process underway with the Palestinians, adding, and there won't be one. Abbas has faced protests among Palestinians after after he canceled planned legislative and presidential elections. So what gives? Why is Israel reluctant to have peace talks or peace process? Death toll for Brazil flooding rises to 20. Is that where they destroyed 2 dams? I don't know. But I know there were some dams that were opened in Brazil that caused a lot of flooding. Now they have the coronavirus. They have this guy Bolsonaro in Brazil, who's a real idiot, who had the virus and said it's no big deal. So I hope they get rid of him. Now, what else do we have here? Kodiak, Alaska hits 67 degrees Fahrenheit as climate emergency fuels extreme December weather. But then they have people say there's no weather, there's no climate change. And look, it's cold, it's snowing. Why there's no climate change? Climate's always changing, no big deal. Until you get a drought from it, or you're flooded out, or you get another tornado surge. Who knows? Now, climate emergency cost global economy nearly $200 billion in 2021. South African court holds Shell Oil's offshore oil exploration plans. Good for them. Thank you. The Shell must immediately halt underwater seismic tests which can devastate whales, dolphins, seals, and other marine animals. The court's ruling follows a massive campaign against offshore drilling led by South African environmental defenders. Okay, so I'm glad that saved the animals. Okay, now, what else is happening? Russia shutters international memorial which chronicled Soviet abuses. Russia's Supreme Court has ordered International Memorial, one of the country's oldest and most respected human rights groups, to close down. Memorial focused on recovering and preserving the memory of millions of people who were executed, imprisoned, or persecuted during the Soviet era. But Russian officials accused the group of being a public threat, receiving funding from Western powers. Rights advocates have denounced the court's ruling. This is an attorney with Memorial. Okay, we disagree with the decision and we think it's illegal and unjustified. The claim was insolvent, but these kinds of cases have a powerful political motivation. Okay, I hope the Memorial, Russia's International Memorial, will start up again. Chinese police closed Hong Kong news outlets, Strand News, and arrest staffers. That's not the first news outlet they did that to. No freedom of the press in Hong Kong. Family of Valentina Aureliana Peralta demands justice for 14-year-old killed by LAPD. She was in a department store with her mom, and someone was in the store who was assaulting customers, and the police came, and she was in the dressing room of the store with her mom, and police didn't know anyone was in the dressing rooms, and they shot the person who was assaulting customers. They killed him, but a stray bullet hit Valentina, and she passed away. Colorado gunman shooting spree leaves 5 dead and 2 injured. Okay, guns. That's great. Guns. It's occurred in several locations around Denver, and apparently there to be public shooting is sad and scary. With gunshots, and then like the Gun Violence Archive has recorded 687 mass shootings in the United States this year alone. And the year isn't over yet. Poor people. Guns. Oh, I know you have to have your gun. Now, Judge rejects First Amendment claims of Proud Boys in Capitol riot conspiracy case. Yeah, they attacked the Capitol, and the name of the group is a far-right group, Proud Boys, and there were 4 of them, and they said they had claimed that their actions as a deadly riot were protected by the First Amendment. Very good. That's good. I hope they put him away forever. Okay, now January 6th committee defers request for Trump records as White House cites national security. Okay, the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th insurrection has agreed to defer its request for hundreds of Trump administration records. The White House has rejected Trump's blanket claims of executive privilege, but Biden administration lawyers argue releasing all the documents could compromise national security and undermine future president's claims of executive privilege. So I hope they get the records they need so he could Trump and his people away. Okay, former Senate Majority Leader Henry Reid passes away at 82. He's a good man, good leader. May he rest in peace. World coronavirus cases hit record high as Omicron surges. Israel tests 4th vaccine doses as COVID surges in largely unvaccinated African nations. Okay, but Israel, they tested their Hebrew residents, but they haven't vaccinated their Palestinian Arab residents in East Jerusalem, the West Bank, and Gaza. Just want to get rid of them. If one person has the virus, everyone is liable to get the virus. So Israel, you have to wake up. You're supposed to be smart, have a country with smart people. You're pretty dumb. Okay, now, those are some of the main headlines, but that's the way it is. It's a very sad world we're living in. Okay, that's a lot of news for today, so how about a little music? What would you like to hear? Many suggestions? Okay. Okay. Alright, how about 500 Miles? It's a very old song, I don't know who wrote it. If you miss the train I'm on, you'll know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow 500 miles. Lord, I'm 1, Lord, I'm 2, Lord, I'm 3, Lord, I'm 4. Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home. Not a shirt on my back, not a penny to my name. Lord, I can't go on home. This away, this away, this away, this away, this away. Lord, I can't go on home. This away. Okay, that's 500 Miles, very old song, folk song. Hope you liked it. Thank you for tuning in this evening of Wednesday, December 29th, 2021. Hope you join us again tomorrow evening for another meeting of Carolyn Speaks State of the World. In the meantime, stay safe, take care of yourself and others, get a mask, wear a mask, practice social distancing. When the vaccine is available for you and it's safe for you to take it, I would take it. I had mine on May 27th, so I'm a little over 6 months out. And so by the end of January, I have to think in terms of getting a booster, so I'm looking into that. Anyway, take care of yourself and others. Remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Good night, all.